Hey there, come on in. Welcome to Myriad Movie Mondays. I'm so glad you're here. Why don't you sit down and join me for a bit? This week we watched The Crow. What did you think? Now I want to say at the top that I'm not really going to talk about the death of Brandon Lee in this video. I discussed it in my Before You Watch video, so in this review, I'm just going to stick to the movie itself. My biggest takeaway from The Crow is that I need to watch more movies with Ernie Hudson. He stole every scene he was in with a mix of humor and sincerity, and now I know a lot of people love The Crow. It has quite the cult following. Unfortunately, it just didn't really do it for me. I didn't think it was bad or great. I just found it kind of middling. A solid 6 out of 10. While a lot of people love Brandon Lee's performance in this movie, I found it to be fine, but nothing special. In large part, I would more attribute that to a lack of acting or emotion-heavy scenes. There were a couple, but most of the movie was just focused on keeping the action moving. With all the supernatural action and Gothic aesthetic, I thought it could have used a bit more grounding for the characters, giving us some more of their emotions and motivations. I wanted more depth in the character relationships. It ended up just kind of feeling a bit surface level and one note. It ended up being more disappointing because I could see the potential there. Could see a couple of different versions of the movie that I think would have been more compelling for me. The most compelling characters for me were Ernie Hudson's Albrecht and Rochelle Davis's Sarah. I think they could have focused on them as the heart of the story and kept Draven as a more mythical figure, almost a force of judgment that doesn't speak but brings swift, horrifying justice. On the other hand, I could also see a version where we lean into Draven as the heart of the story, showing more of his point of view, giving him more scenes to grapple with what's happening to him. Maybe even like a character arc around how he's just seeking revenge at the beginning, but then learns that helping people like Sarah is more important than just his own personal revenge. There's at least a couple directions I could see it going. There actually was originally another character in the movie called Skull Cowboy, which is a funny character name, and he acted as Draven's guide, but the character was cut after Lee's death. I think that would have helped give the movie just a little bit more logic and emotional grounding. I imagine that the action and style might have been more interesting when it came out, because it hadn't been done as much at that point. Though we'd already gotten Tim Burton's Batman 5 years previous, which another dark Gothic superhero film, so even in 1994, this wasn't like unprecedented. As it is, watching it in 2026, I just felt that I'd seen other movies like this I prefer more. There are other Gothic movies and even Gothic superhero movies I prefer. There are other revenge/kill list movies I prefer. There just wasn't quite enough in The Crow to really get me hooked. I would love to see someone take another crack at adapting this story, and yes, I already hear you, I know there was another adaptation of The Crow in 2024, but it was widely panned. I may or may not try it at some point, but I hope we get another take on it. Maybe even like a mini-series could be cool. All that being said, there were plenty of highlights throughout. There were some really cool Gothic sets. Michael Wincott, of course, was great as a classic, campy 90s villain, and of course, like I said before, Ernie Hudson and Rochelle Davis did a great job. It also had some pretty funny moments sprinkled throughout. So, there are some of my thoughts, but how about you? A lot of people really love this movie, and I want to hear what you love about it, what it means to you. Also, have you watched the 2024 adaptation? What did you think? Let me know in the comments or make your own video. Next up, we're watching The Green Knight. See you then.